What is up, fellow HTC One owners? The day has finally come, and ViperOne ROM is now available for our HTC One device. This has been a highly anticipated ROM for our HTC One. It's a 4.2.2 based, sense-based ROM, custom stock ROM, highly customizable. I would put this up there with, say, for instance, Paranoid Android and AOKP in terms of customizability. Obviously, it's not an AOSP-based ROM. However, as far as stock sense-based ROMs are concerned, this thing takes the cake. So you'll notice we've got some pretty serious theming going on, and this is actually all done within the ROM on the fly. Very little instances where you're actually going to have to do a full reboot for certain settings to take place. Most of this is on the fly. You just kind of click a little refresh button, and it kind of refreshes HTC Sense and applies the changes that you've made. So we're going to go over most of these things. Keeping in mind this is a beta, so some things do work, and sometimes they don't work, and some things just don't work at all. Also, there's so much to cover in this particular ROM, I can't possibly cover it all. It would be like a 45-minute video, so I'm going to go over my favorite parts as best I can as quickly as possible. So from the screen off, there's various different modifications and customizations that you can do. You can remap all the buttons to do various different things. For instance, in my situation, the way that I've set it up is I actually have the power button here up here set to be long pressed, and that will actually enable your torch, as you can see there. As soon as you let go, it disables it. That doesn't mean that you can't still get in there. You can still just quick tap it, brings you into the lock screen, right? I also have mapped my volume up button to wake the device into the lock screen. How freaking cool is that? If you wanted to, you can also map the volume down button to put the device to sleep as well. However, when you're within the ROM itself, if you hit the down button or the volume down button, it just turns the device. What if you want to, turn the volume down? So it kind of defeats the purpose there, but it's really up to you guys, and the customization option is there. Furthermore, you notice we've got this little custom logo here. We've got some different various theming going on, different icon packs, things like that. We've got a different background image. All of this is customizable from within the ROM. More specifically, Venom Hub, which is where initially you'll probably be spending a little bit of time. Oops, sorry there. We had Wi-Fi turned off for some reason. Anyways, you'll be spending a little bit of time in here initially downloading various different sort of theme packs for different elements of the ROM here. You can download different icon packs, themes for your status bar, such as this one, status bar logos, such as the Venom one that I have up there on the top left-hand corner, different operator logos, so that would be that one in the notification tray down there, different backgrounds, such as you saw not only in my notification tray, but the application tray as well. You can download and install different fonts, various different add-ons, and eventually, hopefully, we start seeing some kernels showing up in here, because I'm not completely satisfied with the current kernel that comes with the ROM. So if you were to download an icon pack, you jump into here, it loads pretty quickly. The first initial load might take a little while. You've got all these different icon packs to download, and it is so easy to download and install them. Downloading takes 5 seconds, and installing takes 5 seconds as well. And all you have to do is hit the back button, and poof, away you go. We've got new icons. And the same thing can be said for the status bar themes and so on and so forth. But let's go ahead and jump into Venom tweaks. This is where you're really going to be spending most of your time setting this up for the first time. We go all the way to the beginning. The first time you launch this application, you'll be greeted with this little sort of pop-up window that asks for a donation. You don't have to, but of course it's always recommended you donate to the developers of really awesome ROMs, especially this one. You can set up some different profiles if you want to. So if you got a bunch of tweaks on here, but you feel like changing it up a little bit, you can save that particular profile, start from fresh, and you can switch between the different tweaks profiles, which is kind of neat. Tons of different status bar settings in here. I'm not going to go over all of them, but this is the status bar. This section here is where you'll start mucking around with everything up here. And this is everything from, how this is laid out, the different themes that you're going to have going on in here. You can change, there's this little sort of, you may not be able to see it on camera, but there's a little, information readout there. This is actually telling me the current frequency of the different cores on my processor. So that's really cool. Icon sizes. So we've also got this quick launch thing here. So if you want to, go ahead and long press on the header, and it brings up all these quick launch applications. You can add or remove and change them, change the size of them and stuff like that. Add as many as you want. This is just basically a really easy way to get to different applications that you might use on a regular basis. Maybe really convenient for those of you that do a lot of navigating from the home or from the lock screen. I'm sorry. So that's pretty cool. This one also gives us the status bar brightness slider, so if I want to, I can just go ahead and slide my finger along the status bar, dims it, I can go ahead and slide it again, turns the brightness all the way up. This is kind of a neat little option here. So if I have my notification tray pulled down and I give it a quick little shake, you can see it goes away. You can change that in this quick actions here as well. We've also got change dialogue style. So this is actually changing the dialogue of your recent apps. So we can change it between the regular Sense or AOSP based recent applications. I like the AOSP based one, so that's what I'm sticking with. Colors is the section where you're going to be spending a lot of time. You can do all the different themes, downloading and stuff, the various different elements as you want. But in the end, doing things like, say, for instance, pulling down the notification tray, you'll notice that my date and time, things like that have been changed. The color, I actually ended up changing the date to red, but again, it didn't really stick because this is still beta, so some things work, some things don't sometimes. Of course, going into quick settings here, generally speaking, the background would be white and the text would be, black or whatever, so I ended up changing all that. So you're going to be spending a fair amount of time in colors here, modifying all the different colors. If I was to actually pull this down, click on that, by default, this is all cyan and white and black or gray, things like that, so I ended up changing it just to be red because I think, it's kind of cool. Stick with a thematical Viper ROM type of look, red look to it. So lots of different customizations there. I mean, like, look at how many different color options you have, or elements you can change the colors of. Moving into Sense here, a lot of great stuff in here. You can change, this is where you would change the icon packs. So any of the icon packs you've downloaded will be located in here. And you can just go ahead and click on them. So if I was to go ahead and click on the Venom theme, click the home button, it just changes it all on the fly. As you can see, it's changed the different icons, right? So that's really, really, really cool and very handy and convenient about how easy it is to change the look of your UI. Transparent nav bar. You'll actually notice down here at the bottom that the nav bar is actually completely transparent. And you can also add that option to when you're in the applications drawer. I also have that transparent. However, the image only comes down halfway, so it kind of looks a little bit silly. But nevertheless, it's an option for you if you want to choose a different background to kind of make it all blend in. Some different various things in here. Close app drawer. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and click that. And again, was it this? No, maybe that wasn't it. Anyways, you can close the app drawer with, the app drawer. Jesus, I'm pulling down the notification tray. Close the app drawer with a back button. A transparent nav bar in the app drawer, like I mentioned before, custom app drawer, a bunch of different stuff in here. You can muck around with blink feed and the colors and looks of it. From the lock screen, this is where you make a lot of those cool modifications that I've made, such as the the power button being mapped as the torch. And so on. Enable slide to lock. That is not working right now, but when generally speaking, when it's turned off, you can actually just slide your finger from the back button to the recent button or the home button, sliding across the capacitive bar, and that should wake up your device. However, at the moment, it's not doing that. I don't know if it's just kernel based or, again, it's just, this is all still beta, so relatively new stuff here we're getting into. Toggle flashlight, all kinds of different things. Buttons, this is where you can map what your buttons do in different scenarios. Long pressing, short pressing, the duration of the long press and the short press, all that stuff. You can get really, really technical in here. In fact, if we go into settings and we come on down to display, gestures, and buttons, with Sense 4.2.2, Sense 5, Android version 4.2.2, we've got this new addition of home buttons, right? A lot of you guys are aware of that. So you click on swipe up or press and hold for Google Now, or so on and so forth. Those actually don't really work because of... because of the Venom tweaks, different mapping of the buttons. So you can eventually get what you want to do with the home button, like long press for menu and so on. You just have to do it through here. So just keep that in mind. Lots of different stuff in miscellaneous here. Enable fast dormancy. Are we at the top? There we go. Min free settings for the low memory, power menu options. When you plug in your HTC to your computer, it always pops out with that bloody annoying HTC Sync Manager, whatever it is. You can actually, this comes default with that turned off. So when you plug this in, it won't do that anymore, which is amazing. You can fake your IMEI for various different reasons. You might want to do that. Disable volume sound. So when you're moving the volume up and down, you know how it makes that boop, 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 boop noise? You can have that disabled. And of course, enable Sony Bravia engine. That's a nice little addition to everything. This is kind of an interesting area here, advanced. So you can actually fix permissions from within the ROM itself instead of having to boot into recovery and waiting for it to do its thing. Zipline all APKs. So any applications that you download as you start going, you want to make sure that they're all zipline. You go ahead and click on that, and that'll zipline everything from within the ROM itself. Down here, you can wipe cache and Dalvik cache within the ROM itself. You can also change the boot animation, the boot down animation, and the sound. There's also various different little CPU tweaks in here, although, again, the kernel isn't exactly the most advanced out there, so you're actually quite limited in what you can do with this particular kernel. So there's not a whole lot in here, but you can change the IO scheduler and the governor. Anyways, guys, so far, it's actually been pretty stable. Battery life has been satisfactory at best. Again, I haven't tried with any other kernels, and that'll just take some experimentation as we go. This is my new daily driver for my HTC One, though, so I do recommend this to anybody out there that wants to experiment with a brand new, highly customizable Sense-based stock ROM. Really, really impressive stuff here, guys. This is just pure innovation. I haven't been this impressed with the ROM since Paranoid Android released their 3.plus versions of Paranoid Android. Just pure innovation here. I haven't seen this since then. So really great stuff from Team Venom. Thank you to them, and thank you to you guys for watching this video. If you did like this video, click that likes button down below. It goes a long way for my channel, and if you're new to my channel, maybe consider subscribing for more videos like this one in the future. We have videos like this all the time. And if you want to stay up to date on all things the smoking Android, go ahead and follow me on Twitter and Google+. Those links will be in the description below as well. That's it for now, though, folks. Thank you again so much for watching as always, and we shall see you in the next one. Cheers, guys.